Welcome to the National Beef Leadership Development Series Refresher Number 4, DISC Communication Styles. In this challenge, we will cover the DISC model, how it describes different communication styles, and why it matters. You will better understand and be able to influence your employees, your peers, and your leaders by following the Platinum Rule. The Platinum Rule says to treat and communicate with people the way they want to be treated and communicated with. Knowing how you are perceived by others when you communicate and knowing how to modify your behavior to follow the Platinum Rule allows you to be perceived in more positive ways. This is a key component of effective communication. Let's start. DISC stands for Dominance, Influence, Steadiness, and Conscientiousness or Compliance. DISC is divided into two dimensions. Assertiveness, the degree to which others see you as imposing your perception on others, and responsiveness, the degree to which others see you as tending to exhibit emotions. In terms of assertiveness, dominance and influence, the D and the I, which are above the horizontal line, are high assertiveness. Steadiness and conscientiousness or compliance, the S and the C, which are below the horizontal line, are low assertiveness. In terms of responsiveness, influence and steadiness, the I and the S, which are to the right of the vertical line, are high responsiveness. Dominance and conscientiousness or compliance, the D and the C, which are to the left of the vertical line, are low responsiveness. Remember, all four styles can be useful and productive members of any team. However, people will sometimes overuse their style, which can be disruptive and make them difficult to work with. This may be due to poor communication habits or if they are feeling physical or emotional stress. If you are overusing your style, pay attention to the feedback you get from others and make sincere adjustments to your communication style accordingly. If this is happening to one of your peers or team members, it is your responsibility as a leader to give honest and caring feedback to them so they can be the best they can be. Let's look at each style individually. Dominant styles are high assertiveness and low responsiveness. They tend to be more outgoing. They aren't afraid to speak up and say what they think. They also tend to be direct and straight to the point. They don't like a lot of chit-chat and will often go right to the task at hand. They are usually action and results oriented. They often like to get things done and make things happen. When their style is overused, they can be strong-willed and forceful, which can sometimes seem overbearing. Their direct communication can come off as too blunt or even rude. It is often important to them that they feel like they have some control. Influence styles are high assertiveness and high responsiveness. Like the dominant style, they too are outgoing and speak up. They tend to be very energetic and optimistic. They often believe where there's a will, there's a way. They tend to be people and like to get to know people and build relationships, so they don't mind chatting people up in their efforts to get to know them better. They are typically lively and high-spirited and have amazing amounts of energy. When their style is overused, they can sometimes get swept up in the relationship building, causing them to not pay attention to the details of the task at hand. This can cause them to get off track or lose sight of deadlines. It is often important to them to be heard. Steadiness styles are low assertiveness and high responsiveness. They are reserved in nature and even-tempered. They tend to be accommodating and humble. They will go out of their way to make things about you and not them. They are typically patient and are good listeners. Unlike dominance and influence styles, steadiness styles tend to be less outgoing and not as willing to speak up in the moment. This is sometimes due to their desire to be tactful. When their style is overused, they can be perceived as holding back or not willing to speak up because they don't want to cause conflict, hurt anyone's feelings, or bring attention to themselves. They can be perceived as being resistant to change because they don't like to rock the boat or be involved in anything unfamiliar that could be uncomfortable. It is often important for them to feel safe. Conscientious compliance styles are low assertiveness and low responsiveness. Like the steadiness style, they are reserved in nature. They are sometimes referred to as analytical, as they like to think through the details of the task, problem, or decision at hand to determine the best way to approach. They tend to be precise. Accuracy is important, so they will take the time to get the right answer or the perfect end result. It is often important to them that they are right. When their style is overused, this attention to detail and precision can cause them to get stuck in what's known as analysis paralysis, and they can miss deadlines or opportunities to change. Because they have done a lot of analysis, they tend to have more facts and data than others. This can cause them to come off to others as always right. Or because, like the high S, they don't like conflict, they may withdraw into their own world. All 4 DISC styles are important and can be great team members. However, when people overuse their style, they can make it difficult for others that they work with. You can use this information on DISC to follow the platinum rule. For example, if you are speaking with a high D, you may want to get right to the point. If you are speaking with a high I, know that they may be talkative and enthusiastic. If you are speaking with a high S, remember they need to feel safe. And if you are speaking with a high C, they may really have the facts and data, even if the way they tell you may make you or others uncomfortable. And lastly, if you get feedback that you may be overusing your style, accept that feedback and consider where you can make adjustments. If your peers or team members are overusing their style, have thoughtful and appropriate conversations to help them be successful. Thank you for completing the refresher. Now on to the challenge. Good luck.